So today I'm going to do the baby names we love but won't be using trend, even though there's a good chance that some of these names we actually would probably use. I just love this trend. I love hearing what other people like and don't like, and just the difference between people. I completely understand there'll be some names that I will say today that people will be like, "What? You like seriously?" And I'm fine with that. I think that's good. We're all different. We all like things differently. And just to preface this as well is that we have two children. We have a daughter, Ava, who is 14. And when I named her, I mean, Ava was popular. I think Ava's always been quite a popular name, but I don't think it was even in the top 20 at that point. Because I don't think I would have used it if it had been. Um, so I still love her name. She suits it very, very much. Even though for the first couple of years of her life she couldn't say Ava, it always came out as Ada, and that was even cuter. And part of me kind of wishes that I had used Ada instead. But yeah, so she's Ava, and then we have a 9-month-old son named Fergus, and Fergus's name had been pretty much picked out even when we were still dating. Like, we weren't pregnant. We hadn't even, I think we'd moved in together yet, but that was the name that we always kind of knew that we were going to use. So that's the two names that we have in our family at the moment. So this video, I'm going to concentrate on boys' names first, because I find boys' names so much easier. I really don't like a lot of girls' names. I feel I need to do a bit more research just in case we ever do have a girl together. Because we really don't agree on a lot of girls' names. Really, names in general, but you will find this out when you sort of hear my list. So we'll start with boys' names. So like every girl, I have them on my phone, my trusted notes app. And I think we'll just dive right in. So the first name that's on my list is my favourite. I love this name. I would probably have this name, like if it was completely up to me and I was the only one picking, this is probably definitely like top 3 that I would pick from. And it's the name Connell. Connall. In which it means strong wolf or brave wolf, which I think is a really cute meaning as well. Craig doesn't like this name. He just thinks it sounds too Irish, and I think because we have a Fergus, he's like, I just don't love it. Which breaks my heart because I love the name. I think it's also because of the double L, and my name's got double L with it being Colleen, and I just think I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. So that did break my heart when he was like, no, I don't like that. So that one probably will not be used. The next one is one of Craig's top 3, I would say, and that's Bruce. Now, I love, no, I'm lying. I don't love the name Bruce. I like it, and I don't think I would be heartbroken if we did use it. I just don't know if it sounds. This is going to sound really crazy. I don't know if it sounds too Scottish with Fergus. Like, it looks as if we're trying too hard. And part of me just doesn't see it. I can only see it as like an older man. I can't see it as like a baby, a toddler, like a child. I can only really see him as a grown up, and I just don't know if I like that about it. Apparently, and Bruce means from the brushwood, which I'm not really that fussed about meanings anyway. It doesn't really mean a lot, but that's that one. The next one is one of Craig's as well, which I felt was important that I include like Craig's in here as well. I don't actually mind this one. This could be a contender, and it's Douglas. Personally, I prefer Dougie. I think Dougie is so cute. Imagine like a wee boy Dougie. But Craig doesn't agree with giving a child like a nickname for a name. He would rather, like, if you're call him Douglas, you can call him like Dougie in the house, but his name would be Douglas. Like, we wouldn't be registering him as Dougie, which is fair enough. I do get that, but I think I prefer the nickname rather than the actual full name. And apparently Douglas means dark stream or black river. Yeah, Cool. Yeah. The next one again is one of Craig's, and it's Malcolm. Now, there is a link with Fergus with Malcolm. So when you look back at Fergus, Fergus was basically the first king of Scotland, if you go like all the way back. And I think it's either, I think it's like Fergus's like grandson. He's Malcolm. So Craig quite liked that there was a kind of throwback to like Fergus again. I don't like this name personally, just because I just think of the big trucks. Now, I don't know if they're in all of the UK, but there's like big Malcolm trucks that drive about Scotland. And every time I hear the name, I just think of that. It's just, yeah. I don't see us using Malcolm. I really don't. The next one is technically a family name from my side, and it's Fulton. I like this. I think it sounds good with Fergus and Fulton. But then Craig's like, do you really want two Fs? And I'm like, that doesn't really bother me. Like, it's not a theme. It's just, I think they just sound very good together. He doesn't like it. I don't think he particularly liked it. He's like, there's not sort of any sort of connection to the name for him, which is fair enough. I'm not overly fussed that he didn't like that one. I was like, okay. So we'll set that in like the maybe category, I feel. The next one is Wallace. I think this name is very strong. I like it. The only issue is that one of the middle names that we would use if it was another boy would be William. And in Scotland, we cannot have a child called Wallace William. He would just get the piss ripped right out of him. Like, we just can't. So I think that's in the back burner. Like, I just don't think that would be used for that reason. And I also don't want to really use any other middle names. Like Fergus has two middle names, this baby would have two middle names. And I wouldn't want to change it because we were using Wallace, so I don't think we would ever use the name Wallace. And Wallace also means foreigner or stranger, which is a bit, don't know if I love that. The next one, which is my number one. I adore this name. This is probably the name that I would have. Like, I would fight for this name the hardest, probably, out of all of them. And it is Ford. Now, maybe it's because of Ford Kiernan from Still Game. We love Still Game, love Ford Kiernan. I adore this name. And I think with Fergus and Ford, like, how cool does that sound? Like, that sounds so cool. Again, it's the same initials, as they would have the same initials as each other. Don't care. I love this. Craig works in the motor industry, so he was very much like, well, if we're using Ford, then I want his middle name to be Mazda, because he loves his Mazda. So that was obviously vetoed very, very quickly for Craig. Which this still kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Like, I do, like, I love it. Like, I think it just sounds like such a good name. Like, it's a good, strong name, but you don't hear it that often. And I think that's why we loved Fergus so much. It was that it wasn't completely out there, but there's not going to be 5 of them in a classroom. So yeah, so I am still pretty heartbroken about Ford. So yeah, I'm really hoping that he will maybe change his mind at one point, but I doubt it. The next one is definitely a contender for both of us. We both like this name, and it's Glenn, with 2 N's. And there was someone in my family called Glenn. Technically, there was as well for Craig's side. It was his gran and grandpa's pet dog, which kind of puts me off it a little bit from it was a dog's name. But I adore Glenn. I think it just sounds really soft. It's a wee bit out there. Like, it's not really, really common. Fergus and Glenn, I think it goes quite nicely. Yeah, I'm quite up for the name Glenn. Quite like that. The next one, which will not be used, it is still on the list, but it will not be used because Craig ruined this name for me completely, and it's Manus. Now, I liked it because it's got like the US, the same ending as like Fergus. But Craig was like, it just reminds me of Michelle McManus. And like, like, no offense, Michelle, but it's all I think about now is when I hear the name. I know she's a McManus, but I mean, that's literally all I hear now is Michelle McManus when I hear this name. So that name will not be getting used. It's staying on the list because it's been on there for as long, but yeah, that one will not be used, unfortunately. The next one, I'm not overly like upset if this one wasn't used, and it's Murdo. Again, very strong Scottish name. We actually looked at the film Brave, like the Scottish film Brave, to find Scottish names, because I think when you actually look at Scottish baby boy names, it's all like the common ones that you kind of hear all the time, and we just didn't love a lot of them. So we're like, we'll go and watch Brave, because obviously like Billy Connolly plays Fergus, who's King Fergus, so we're like, oh, they must have like some other good names in it. And really the only other one that we liked was Murdo. But the problem with Murdo is that he's the big bad bear. So I'm like, could we really have a child that's named after, he's not named after King Fergus and Brave, but having Fergus as the king and having the big bad bear as his wee brother? I don't think that's going to work. I don't like that. I don't like that people would maybe put that together. I don't think we would use that really, but I do like it. I think it sounds a very strong Scottish name. The next one is Lennox. Again, I think this sounds really strong. It's used, like I don't think it's overly rare, but it's not used a lot either. Again, it's a wee bit like the name Douglas for me. I like Lenny. I think Lenny's really cute. And with our surname, which I'm not going to say, would be really, really, really cute. So if you know our surname, then you'll know that it sounds really, really good with it. But I think I would probably use Lenny more than I would use Lennox. And I just don't see the point in naming him Lennox then. So I don't think that would be one that we would really sway on. But yeah, I think it's really cute. I think it looks really cool with like the OX at the end as well. Just looks a wee bit different. This one I hadn't heard until I actually did a bit more research into Scottish baby names, and it's the name Torrin. I like it. I'm not fussed if we didn't use this. Craig doesn't like this. We probably wouldn't use it anyway. But it means chief or little chief, which that's cute. That is really, really cute. But I'm not a Fergus and Torrin. Doesn't sound that bad together. But yeah. The next one, Craig did really like this. He doesn't think it sounds Scottish enough, which is fair enough. And it's the name Rowan, which means little red one, which I think is really cute. Imagine he was ginger. That would be so cute. I thought it was because of like Rowan Atkinson that he liked it, because he loves Mr. Bean, but he was like, no, I just think it's like a nice name. Personally, for me, I think I prefer it as a girl's name, Rowan. I don't think I like it as much for a boy. But I think it's cute. I think it's a nice name. I just don't think I would sway to that over the other ones that are on the list. And the last one that I have on the list, and I only found this yesterday, it's already been vetoed by Craig, but I still like it, is Cormac. But it's the Gaelic spelling. So it's Cormag, which means a chariot driver, which is a bit different. But I just think it's really nice. It's a Gaelic spelling. I think it's nice. I like it. It's totally different. Like I don't think I've ever met anyone called Cormac. I think Craig's problem with it is that it sounded a bit like a surname, and he had like a science teacher that had that name, and he was a bit like, it just kind of reminds me of him. Which I think that is the main issue with names, is that as soon as someone mentions a name, you link it to someone or to something, and then that's it ruined. A bit like Manus. Sorry, Michelle, but nah, I can't look at my child and think of Michelle McManus. It's just not really. It's not really for me. So that is my baby boy names. Predominantly a big Scottish theme, because that's kind of what we would be doing anyway. So please leave down below if you like any of these names, or if you have any children with these names. I would love to hear that. And What's your favourite baby boy name? Leave it down below. But I will see you next time. Bye bye.